Hi, everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with a match preview for Newcastle United's huge game down at the Emirates on the 7th of January against Arsenal in the Cup semi-final, first leg. Massive game for Newcastle United. We're looking to try and get to another cup final this time, win the thing. But my God, the deck is getting stacked against us with some of the players we are missing. We're going to get stuck right into this, talk about how the lads are going to line up, talk about who's going to play, hopefully who's going to be key for us, and talk about how we think the game is going to go. If that's the kind of thing you guys like, smash subscribe, help get us to the next milestone, which is 10K. We're already at 9,200 and something, so we're getting close to halfway there. Smash that button, share us with family and friends, all free content with Evermore. Loads of stuff to get stuck into. Live shows every Monday. Transfer talk with the window being open as well. Keep it Evermore. We go through all the stats and chats about players that are linked to the football club, as well as previews and post matches straight after full time as well. So let's get stuck in then. This is a massive game for Newcastle United, and we could have really done without missing two of our key players through suspension. So Fabian Schär misses this game. He's continuing his suspension, and Bruno Guimaraes also picked up a yellow card, which means he's now also suspended for this fixture, which is a massive blow for us because Bruno has been brilliant since he's moved into that new advanced number 8 role. Him and Sandro Tonali, arguably the best midfield in the Premier League right now. So to break that up is a real problem. Hopefully it won't be a massive problem in the game, but it definitely changes the dynamic of how we're going to line up. So this is how I think we are going to line up against Arsenal. Now, this is a very interesting one for Martin Dubravka because if you believe all the stories, Martin Dubravka could be gone after this game. This could be his last game in a Newcastle United shirt. What better for a Martin Dubravka masterclass and a shutout against Arsenal at the Emirates just to sign off with a massive thank you, Martin. So this could be Martin's last game for us. He's been a great servant for the football club. He's had iffy moments, but he's definitely come back from the cold really since Nick Pope's injury and shown us what a decent goalkeeper he can be. And if this is his last game, I'm sure every Newcastle fan wishes Martin all the best, but go out with a man of the match performance in this game, Martin. We brought Kieran Trippier back in at right back because I think we'll need some in-game management to try and get a result here, get these guys back to St James's and hopefully win the tie. So I think Kieran Trippier's nous and his prowess and his experience at the back will definitely be key in trying to get a result here. Timo Livramento was excellent against Spurs, but I think if you believe everything you heard, Eddie was always going to rotate the squad. Tino for Spurs, Trips for this, and I can't see that changing now. The centre-back is a big thing. Other people are going with Lloyd Kelly because Botman came out of the game against Spurs. Botman was imperious after the first shaky, rusty 10 minutes. He was absolutely brilliant. I think Sven Botman goes again. This game is so important for Newcastle United, and I don't think he'll throw Lloyd Kelly into this game. I think it will be Sven Botman and Dan Burn at the back as that two left-footed centre-half pairing, which were excellent at the weekend. Need to be excellent again against Arsenal, who are a better side than Spurs. Lewis Hall at left-back, who's been phenomenal this season, and hopefully Lewis will have another brilliant game. So midfield is where the change comes in. So no Bruno Guimaraes. I think you'll bring in Sean Longstaff. I would absolutely love Eddie Howe to bring Louis Miley into this game because I think Louis Miley's a phenomenal player. At such a young age, he's totally fearless, but he uses the ball so well. He's got a great range of passing vision. He would know he can get a goal. We saw it against Fulham as well. And I think in that more advanced role, in that number 8, I'd love to see what Louis Miley could do. He's beefed up over the summer. He looks a stronger, bigger player than he was when he went away. But I don't think Eddie Howe will gamble, same as he won't do Lloyd Kelly at the back. I think he'll break glass for Sean Longstaff in this game. Now, listen, Sean has it in his locker to be a disruptor, to be annoying, to throw himself in front of shots, to block shot after shot, to get up and down the pitch, to have that work rate. This is a Sean Longstaff type of game. You know, we've always said there's games where Sean Longstaff doesn't belong in the starting lineup, and that's no disrespect to Sean as a player or a character, but these kind of games potentially is where Sean Longstaff can upset the apple cart just by getting stuck in, getting involved, roughing up Arsenal, making them throw him off the game, getting them pissed off. This could be a good game for Sean. Obviously, alongside the composer, the maestro, that's Sandro Tonali, and Joe Linton as well, who's been back to his beast best. He's managed to rattle half of North London. Hopefully he can rattle the other half as well in this game. And up front, the front three pick themselves at the minute. You got Anthony Gordon still on the left-hand side, despite getting ABH'd against Spurs at the weekend by Kulusevski in a broken beak. I think Gordon will definitely play in this game. Jacob Murphy to the right, and of course, in the middle, the player that Arsenal fans covet more than anyone at the minute, Alexander Isak. I'd love Alexander Isak to smash in a goal or two against these wankers at the Emirates and make them chew on their lips and whinge that they want to sign him even more. You can't afford him, guys. 150 million quid. Stump up or fuck off. That's what I say about that. But that's how I think we'll line up against Arsenal. And it's not going to be an easy game. There's no doubt about it. We're going to have to really manage this team this occasion very well. Arsenal are going to throw everything at us. They've come off a really disappointing draw against Brighton, and for what it's worth, a bullshit penalty in my opinion. You can't give pens for that. I think the game's gone completely with penalties for that. Saliba goes to head the ball, there's a collision, and the ref gives a penalty. It's utter fucking nonsense. These referees are getting worse and worse as the weeks go by. They're ruining the beautiful game, and I think Arsenal could feel really hard done by that as well. I like Brighton as a side, but that was a load of bullshit. Great penalty by Pedro in the end, but an awful decision, really. But in terms of Arsenal's team news, I mean, they are missing one of the real stars in their kind of squad this season. It's Ethan Nwaneri, who's just such a brilliant player. He's just, raw, 17 years old, pace, skill, driving runs, doesn't give a fuck about anybody, and he went off with a muscular injury against Brighton. He's not been ruled out of the game yet, but he is, because of the quick turnaround, he may very well be a doubt. That's a good thing for us, because this kid is a very, very dangerous player. And without Bruno in that midfield, I'd worry that he could find pockets of space, maybe run rings on Sean Longstaff. So I'm glad that he's not playing. But in terms of the other injury news for Arsenal, you got Saka, who's still out long-term as well, Raheem Sterling and Ben White, they're all out. I think Jason Timber is back from a yellow card ban, so he's another good player there as well going into this team. So in terms of the Arsenal lineup, this is probably how I think they'll line up. This is how Sportsmo have got them lined up. So you've got Raya in goal, who can be got at. He does come out. He is a bit rash sometimes. If he comes out rushing for the ball, Isak might be able to knock one round and potentially put in the back of the net. Timber coming at the back, Saliba and Gabriel. What a brilliant centre-half pairing. Them two are. Isak's going to have to be sharp at the top of his game, as is Gordon, to get past them. Lewis Skelly, Odegaard again, who can control the midfield if we don't get into his face and stop him from doing it. Thomas Partey, Declan Rice will sit at the back and kind of try and stop us making those forward runs. You'll try and deal with Joe Linton. It's no easy task. Declan, he's a beast of a player. Martinelli, Jesus and Trossard as they've got as a front three. Now, I don't particularly rate the striker element of their front three. That's why they want to sign our striker. So Gabriel Jesus, I think we can handle him. I think Botman and Byrne can handle him. Trossard likes to pick up little pockets of space, so he's somebody you've got to watch out for. Martinelli's got the pace out wide, but I fancy Lewis Hall to deal them or Trips to deal with his experience as well. So I'm not overly scared about the front three of Arsenal. That might sound a bit arrogant in this game. I'm not, but I do worry about Odegaard getting on the ball and making things happen without Bruno in that midfield. That will be a huge miss for us, but we need Sean Longstaff to have one of those games. I mean, he could bring in Joe Willock, but I just don't think Joe Willock will be the player that he brings in that side. I think he'll bring in Sean. He'll maybe push Tonali up a little bit further, potentially, in that number 8 role, possibly tell Sean to sit. I don't know how he'll do it, but Sean has showed up in cup games for us before. He scored goals. The famous 2 goals he got against Southampton to get us through the cup final. Sean is capable of showing up in the big moments, and we need Sean to have one of those games. We really, really do. I mean, obviously, there's loads of talk about him getting sold this window. He'll want to put in a performance to show other teams what he's all about as well. Maybe to show Newcastle that he deserves to stay at the football club and be part of the picture. But I would love to see Louis Miley in this game, but I don't think Eddie will put him in there. He's not brave enough as a manager for that, and that's not a criticism of Eddie. I just think that is a real big gamble for a manager to take in a cup semi-final, to put an 18-year-old lad in there, no matter how good he looks on the park. And I don't think Eddie will take that gamble. But in terms of the game itself, I think Newcastle have got to dig in and defend resolutely. The Spurs game of the weekend, as ugly as it was to watch, was probably good practice for this game, because Arsenal are a much better team going forward than Tottenham are. And I think if we can sit back and defend, really dig into this game, take a draw, get it back at St James's Park. I'd fancy us to beat these lot at St James's Park, get into them, rattle them, throw them off the game. They've shown that they can really, the moment can be too big for them at St James's Park. Arsenal have showed us that before in recent seasons. I think we could get a great result against them at home. But I think for me, I'm going to go for Newcastle 1, Arsenal 1 in this game. And I think that's a great result for Newcastle to take this back to St James's Park, because it's only half time. There's 2 games involved here to get to the final. It's not going to be an easy task. Newcastle have got to defend resolutely, be disciplined in their play, keep their shape. Don't lose your head. Let Arsenal come on to you. Maybe hit them on the break and get a goal. We could easily get a win here as well. I think if we show up and play the kind of game we know we can play, by disrupting these teams, throwing them off, a little bit of the dark arts going on, we could easily nick a 1-0 or a 2-1 and take it back to St James's with the lead to defend as well, or maybe even go further ahead. But yeah, I'm going for 1-1, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the game. Are you worried about it? Certainly missing Bruno and Shares a massive blow. Do you think that's going to be a real struggle for us to get a result here? Or do you back the lads in the vein of form, that they're the confidence they've got? Do you think we can go to the Emirates and get something? Let us know in the comments below what you guys think. We always appreciate your comments. We'll do our best to reply to it. Like and subscribe as well. Help the channel grow. Help get us to that 10K. 10K. Hopefully going to get that done this year. If we can get it done halfway through the year, I'll be absolutely buzzing. So we're not a million miles away, guys. We've only got about 700 odd subs, I think, to get there. So we can get there. Recommend us to family and friends. Would love you to get us there. It'd be absolutely awesome. We'll have a mint prize as well for the 10K prize as well, breaking through those double-digit figures. But keep it ever more, guys. We'll have loads of transfer links to talk about. We'll jump straight on after the game and do a post-match live. You can tell us exactly what you think about the game. Hopefully Newcastle got a great result going into the second leg with confidence. We can get through to the Carabao Cup final. Have a belter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.